like New York City? Like the
Yeah, it's bumping this time of year always. So been able to come here a couple times to play, and I mean the city itself is just always buzzing really. So especially during Christmas, just the lights and everything like that, it is pretty special this time of year around here.
I think I remember the Father's Day trip was here, wasn't it?
I think so.
Your grandfather?
Yeah, it was my uncle. It was a couple years ago now, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed our time, and as many people know, Toronto doesn't do anything small, so they always take care of us here, and they've done a great job, and we really enjoyed that time together.
There's not many buildings that have features like this without kind of the same. As a player, do you notice that? Is it kind of cool to play at MSG?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you ask a lot of people, this building's got a lot of history in it. It's pretty historic, and it's always fun to play in it. So you always know you're going to play a good team on the other side as well that's going to be competitive and have a fan base behind them that is pretty rowdy. So it's always fun to come in this building and play. And like I said, you're never going to get anything for easy around here.
What have you been able to glean from the first period of the last game, the game against Calgary, that you can correct to kind of keep the results going for you guys?
Just slow down transitions, turnovers. Not try to get into that track kind of meet. Really, playing our game of when we do lose the puck, getting back into our formation, going back into plan D, and not kind of hoping and sitting back to hope our D make a turnover or something like that, and we can go the other way on it. So I think when all five of us are working together, it's pretty hard to go through us and pretty hard to skate through us as well.
New York's on this 4-game win streak. What have you noticed about their play right now that's led to this success?
Well, obviously they got a lot of skill on really their whole team through lines, through their D pairings, a lot of active D-man. For them, they've moved the puck well, they've got to the net well, they're getting a lot of goals off traffic and kind of rebounds around the net. So for us, making sure we're blocking guys out around the net, trying to make it hard for them to get there and take away their second opportunities.
If you guys get any kind of result tonight, you'll tie a franchise record for consecutive games with the points. Are you aware of that? Does that kind of stuff matter to you?
We're not aware of that. We don't talk about anything really like that. I mean, we're just trying to play our game out there. Go out there and do what we can do, and so I guess it's pretty cool. But we'll see. We've got to take it period by period and just make sure we're doing our things right.
Mitch, I'm going to say I drew the short straw on this and talk about the streak that you're on, but do you think that players are defending you differently given how successful you've been recently?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're just defending our whole team. I mean, I think if you look at our roster throughout all four lines, really, there's a lot of skill. So I think it's hard for teams to match up with that all the time. And I don't know. People are probably playing every single line tight. We're just trying to make our offense. I think maybe moving around a little bit, trying to cause some disruption in the O zone of just kind of guys going everywhere, and but at the same time still in our format, it's been working. So I don't really know. Just trying to go out there and buzz really.
How surprised you that this run the team's on is happening without Morgan?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've been saying, when guys go down, we've had a lot of people step up and really take on the bigger role, and just really the whole team step up and really embrace it. So. Obviously, Morgan's a massive part of this team, massive part of our D-core, and I'm sure he wishes he was out here with us, as we wish he was out here with us as well. But yeah, it's been great. Guys have been stepping up. We've stepped up as a team and really helped everyone out. So that's just kind of what our mindset is, I think, right now, and it's got to stay that way because it's helping us win games.
What stood out most to you about Pontus?
A lot, man. That last game, he was unreal. It seemed like he was all over the ice, backtracking, stealing pucks. O-zone-wise, stealing pucks as well, making plays in the O-zone, turning up. It was pretty fun to watch him, just really go and enjoy that moment. And, the bench was going nuts for him, to be honest, and it was cool to watch. He was all over the ice. He really has been the last couple of games. He's pretty sneaky out there with his stick, his face-offs. He's always above his guy, it seems like. That a lot of people don't really like that feeling of always being touched, and he's done a great job of it. So it's been fun to watch.
Justin, what stands out about the New York Rangers?
They play a lot like we do. We have a lot of the same goals out there, and just trying to make it as difficult on the opposition as possible. And they have a lot of skilled players, so it's going to be a big challenge for us, especially on the road.
What does this building mean to you? I believe you had your debut here, didn't you?
It was my second game. Yeah. So I scored in that game as well, which was a lot of fun. And the dad's trip was here. So definitely a lot of good memories here. And we've been here a couple times. I think we had our mentors trip here too a couple of years ago. So it's always a fun place to come.
You said you and the Rangers have some of the same goals. What are those goals?
I think it's kind of in the O-zone, playing heavy and establishing as much O-zone time as possible, whereas some other teams like to play on the rush a little bit more. They also like to make it hard on us when we're in the O-zone and push us in as soon as possible and get out of the zone. It sounds like obviously elementary tactics, but it's really important stuff that makes a big difference in the game.
You guys, if you get any kind of result tonight, you're going to tie a franchise record for most consecutive games with points. Does that mean anything to you beyond just that?
It's cool, but I think it's just, if you do your job, things take care of themselves, and the goal every night is to win, and, as long as you keep winning, life's good.
As long as you guys have been on this heater, so are the Bruins, right? Like, you haven't really gained any ground on them. Does that frustrate you, or do you look at the standings?
Yeah, I haven't really. You look around the league and you see what's going on, but you don't really concern yourself too much with the standings. You just try to do your job every night, and you know that the standings will take care of themselves.
What kind of effect has TJ Brodie had since the last couple games he's been back into the lineup?
Yeah, he's been terrific. Looks like he hasn't missed any time at all. He's just so smart out there, and he's always making the right play, it seems. So, he adds a lot to our decor in general, and to have him out there is just another boost.
How much is Mitch's streak brought up in the room, on the bus, just informally? Is it kind of something you guys have some fun with too?
Yeah, sometimes, but you obviously don't really want to say too much about it either, because you're just like, all right, he's doing his thing, just let him keep going, So you don't have to mention anything really, and he's a great player, and he's very dynamic, and he's always making good plays, and he's a difference maker regardless. So it's been fun to see though.
If someone that would have told you that you'd go on this run, not lose in regulation without Morgan, would you believe them?
I guess no, but it's funny how your expectations evolve over time, and once you start gaining that confidence as a team, you start to expect it a little bit more, and regardless of who's in the lineup. But obviously Mo's a huge part of our team, and we've definitely missed him.
Everybody's trying to figure out the recipe for the success in these last 15 games. If you could pinpoint one thing, what would it be?
I think it's just commitment to team defense, probably. 5 guys playing as a unit and being connected all over the ice, and when you commit like that and you're tracking hard and you're forcing turnovers in the neutral zone, it just adds to your offensive game as well, and we've kind of seen the two go hand in hand.
What stands out most to you about Pontus?
He's really good. He's always making really good plays out there, and I think for a guy who doesn't have a great command of the English language quite yet, it's been really impressive.
Sheldon, what's the big challenge with the Rangers tonight?
They're a deep team, obviously it's very strong power play, good goaltending, offense throughout their lineup, both on forward and defense. So, there's lots to handle there. Obviously, they're feeling really good right now as a team. So, it's all those things have our attention, of course, but we're just going to continue to focus on establishing the game that we've been playing of late.
The way you've been playing, if you get a result tonight, you're probably aware that it'll tie a franchise record for most consecutive games with points. Does that mean anything to you, or does it just mean that you're playing the right way and things are coming together?
Yeah, I think it's the latter there, and saying that we've done good things to put ourselves in a good spot. I think you don't aspire to reach any sort of milestone or record or anything like that. You're just trying to give yourself a chance to win every game you play. Fundamentally, as a coach, I believe we can win every game. So no matter what's happening, that's my approach, and that's how we go about it. No matter who's in or out of the lineup or what's happening in the schedule, you go in and prepare to win every game. Today is just another game for us to continue to build on the things we've been doing.
Mitch is continuing on this heater. Do you think that players on the other team are starting to defend him differently?
No, I don't think so. I think with point streaks in particular, I don't think. I think you guys make a bigger deal of it than anything, to be honest. I think the individual teams, whether it's us or the opponents, I don't think they're too concerned about it. Whether Mitch comes in on a point streak or not, you have to be prepared to play against him and defend against him. So I don't think that changes much.
What's your sense of how Morgan's doing and how soon he might get back on the ice?
When I talked to him recently, sounds like the last handful of days have really been positive days for him, and he's starting to feel better. So I would think a return to skates is imminent, but still a ways away from playing.
How's TJ Brodie's reintroduction to the lineup over the last few games that kind of helped what you can do on defense from a flexibility standpoint?
Yeah, it's been great just to have another guy there, another option. Obviously, we've talked about how he can help bring Timmins along, but just allows Dean to utilize or use the bench more, and at the same time still be able to put the guys playing the other pairs into good spots that have been playing really well for us. So it's allowed us to be patient with TJ's reintroduction here, but also it feels good to have him back.
Did it also help you? I don't know how to say it, but like dialed back Giordano's usage in that spot, just from a minute standpoint?
Yeah, a little bit for sure. I mean, obviously, it depends on how the games are going, how many penalties you're killing, and all these kind of things are going to affect minutes. But the deeper we get, and then also like I said, Timmins has done a good job coming in, so you're not having to protect him as much, and you're really getting use of three pairs. So that's really important. Whether it's a veteran player like Gio or our younger guys like Sandin Lilligren, the body can only handle so much, and especially in the game. You talk about the cumulative effects from one game to the next, but even in the game, it's tough when you don't have opportunities to fully recover.
What's
in Mitch's streak here? Are there details of his game that he's just doing better, or is this just Mitch playing like Mitch?
Yeah, to me, this is just Mitch playing like Mitch, and luck has the way that it is. The streak has stayed alive. I'm not even sure what the number of points he's put up in this stretch, but he's probably had stretches of this many games where he's had more points. It just hasn't just so happened to not be in a consistent streak. To me, he's just playing the way that he has throughout his career, especially in the last couple of years. Obviously, he's a first-team All-Star, so you expect great things from him, and he's doing great things for us on the penalty kill defensively, and he's making plays and keeping the streak alive. So it's a nice reward for him that he's been getting this acknowledgement and put together a streak like this. But for me, it's just Mitch being Mitch.
You mentioned the defensive and the penalty kill. Guys can get point happy when they're on a point streak, but doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, and that's the nicest thing. And that's what we talked about it yesterday with our team. We've been getting great goaltending, yet it's not created an environment where our players are cheating and taking it for granted. And then Mitch just the same, same mindset. He's on a point streak, but he's not overly focused on it. He, to me, just goes out and he plays the game and allows the game to come to him. When there's an opportunity to make a play, he's executing on it, or we should get putting the puck to somebody else who can make the play. He's really just being an integral part of our team game.
What's impressed you most about Connor Timmins, and what are the areas where you see that he needs to grow in?
Well, I think what's impressive, he plays with his head up and he's looking to make a play, looking to find a stick to get it to, whether that's to pass it on breakouts or regroups and move it up the ice, or look at the play he made to Mitch in the first period the other night in the offensive zone. Just, a lot of defensemen are just going to kind of lower their head and pound it towards the net, but he gets his head up, surveys the ice, and finds a stick that gets to Mitch, and Mitch does the rest there. So I like that part of it. His head's up and he's making plays. He's defended well. He's got good size, good stick, and a body that can get in the way. I think just to me, it's just about more game reps and experience playing in the league. He's had a lot of disruptions over his short pro career, and trying to get him as involved as we can here through this stretch while we're dealing with our own injuries. But he's done well, and we want to continue to give him opportunity to keep taking it to another level and adding different layers to his game.
Is there something you can pinpoint about the success for the Engvall line that's just been working recently?
I think, anytime Engvall and Kampf have been together, that's been a successful pair for us. So not really who's been on the other side. Kerfoot's speed and his own diligence defensively, I think gives us three guys there that can really defend well and make it hard on the opposition. It's nice to see them get some reward the other night offensively, but really the hallmark of that line is how they defend and how they transport the puck up the ice, and all three players I think are strong at that, no matter what line they're on.
The result is a big thing tonight, but how do you feel about being in New York this time of year and being on this kind of stage?
Yeah, it's a beautiful time of year, beautiful city. Walking around last night is it's terrific. But wake up here today and it's game day, so you just sort of, for me, walking to the city or walking to the arena, through the city is great, and we'll walk back to the hotel. But other than that, it's game day, and we'll just focus on what's going to happen on the ice.
League-wide, the quality of scoring chances is up. Do you have any theories why that might be?
No, I don't. I don't know what to say about it. I think I don't spend the time focusing on that and focusing on our team. And fortunately for us, the quality of scoring chances have been going down dramatically with us, and I'll just keep the focus there and try to keep it that way.